It begins the same way every time, just another quiet moment in space. The black backdrop of the cosmos, distant Earth in the background, the camera casually drifting across the International Space Station. Everything seems routine, uneventful, until suddenly something appears. A flicker, a light, a strange object that doesn't belong. It hovers, shifts, maybe rotates, sometimes fast, sometimes perfectly still. And then, before your brain has time to process what you're seeing, it happens. The live feed cuts. Static, blue screen, technical difficulties. NASA blames signal loss, but the timing is always too perfect, too convenient. And it's not just once or twice, it's happened repeatedly over the years. Enough to raise eyebrows, enough to make people wonder what exactly is going on up there. And why is NASA so quick to pull the plug whenever something unexplained floats into view? One of the most notorious examples happened in July 2014. The International Space Station's live camera was streaming, as it always does, giving Earthbound viewers a glimpse into the silent ballet of life in orbit. Then it happened. A small, glowing orb appeared, seemingly rising above Earth's horizon. It was smooth, white, and eerily silent. Clearly not a star, not debris, not a satellite. Viewers watching live began to comment, flood forums, take screenshots. Then, just seconds later, the feed dropped. NASA claimed the video cut due to signal loss from the high-definition Earth viewing experiment, a common occurrence. But if that were true, why did the cut happen just as an unidentified object appeared? What are the odds? This wasn't a one-off. These incidents have stacked up for decades, and each time they do, the sense of mystery deepens. Take the STS-75 mission in 1996, one of the most talked about and bizarre events in NASA's entire history. It was supposed to be a routine experiment. The Space Shuttle Columbia had deployed a long tether, nearly 12 miles in length, connected to a satellite. The idea was to generate electricity using the Earth's magnetic field. But the tether snapped. It floated away, glowing like a giant illuminated fishing line in the darkness of space. And then, things got strange. As NASA's cameras tracked the free-floating tether, dozens, possibly hundreds, of strange, disc-shaped objects began to appear. They looked like giant, translucent jellyfish drifting past the tether, round with a central hole, glowing, almost alive. Some pulsed as if breathing. They moved at different speeds, different directions. Some came close, others hovered in the distance. Astronauts on board watched silently, transmitting the footage back to Earth. The video was real. You can still find it. No edits, no overlays, no CGI. NASA's explanation: space debris, ice particles, optical illusions caused by camera glare.
But critics, and there are many, don't buy it. Ice particles don't move like intelligent objects. They don't form clusters. They don't appear to investigate a man-made tether drifting in space. And they certainly don't pulse with light like some kind of otherworldly organism. What's even more unsettling is how NASA responded, not just with explanations, but silence. The footage was never widely publicized. No follow-up missions to investigate. No deeper analysis. It was swept under the cosmic rug. And it doesn't end there. In October 2020, another incident caught global attention. The ISS feed showed a group of white lights slowly moving across the top right corner of the screen. Not satellites, not space junk. These lights didn't blink like aircraft. They moved in formation, deliberately. The moment they neared the station, yep, you guessed it, the feed cut out. And when it returned, the objects were gone. NASA, once again, said it was just a temporary signal glitch. But viewers have started connecting the dots. These cuts always happen when something unexplained enters the frame. Not before, not randomly, always exactly when the object appears. Even former astronauts have hinted at strange things. In several interviews, retired NASA pilot L. Gordon Cooper stated publicly that during his time as a test pilot and astronaut, he witnessed unexplained flying objects, crafts that defied the laws of physics. He even claimed to have seen a UFO land at a U.S. air base. Cooper sent a report to Washington, and then silence, suppression. You have to ask yourself, why would an experienced astronaut risk his reputation to tell these stories? And what about NASA's own live camera setup, the Earth viewing experiment? Why was it abruptly shut down in 2017 after multiple mysterious sightings were caught live by civilians? NASA claimed they were moving on to new technology, but the timing coincided eerily with a surge in public interest in UFO footage from the station. The deeper you go, the weirder it gets. There's a pattern, not just in the feed cuts, but in the way information disappears. Original videos vanish from NASA's archives. High-resolution footage becomes mysteriously unavailable. Experts who question the official line find themselves sidelined, their voices drowned out by official statements and carefully worded denials. And yet, more and more people are watching. In 2023 alone, multiple TikTok and YouTube live streams caught strange anomalies in the sky near Earth's orbit. Some triangle-shaped, others glowing blue, others with the eerie shimmer of cloaking technology. None match the characteristics of known satellites or human-made tech. Each time, feeds mysteriously interrupted or distorted. Could it be aliens? That's the obvious theory, but not the only one.
Some believe these aren't extraterrestrial at all, but ultra-terrestrial. Beings that have always been here, hidden just beyond the veil, only visible at the edge of space. Others suggest secret space programs, black-budget technologies decades ahead of what the public sees, things the public isn't ready to understand. And still others whisper about surveillance, maybe not of us, but by us. Hidden missions monitoring something outside our planet, something that occasionally gets too close for comfort. NASA, of course, denies any such claims. They stick to their line: reflections, debris, signal loss, coincidence. But how many coincidences does it take before it stops being coincidence? What about the strange audio cuts that accompany the video shutdowns? Sometimes you can hear the astronauts start to speak, like, "Did you see that?" or "There it is again," right before the sound drops. Sometimes a static buzz, sometimes silence. It's like someone doesn't want us to hear what's being said. In one documented incident, astronaut Leroy Chiao was conducting a spacewalk in 2005 when he reportedly saw a line of lights fly past, like a procession. He mentioned it briefly in later interviews, but quickly added, it was probably just fishing boats miles below, reflecting sunlight. Fishing boats, seen from 230 miles above Earth. Even if we take NASA's explanations at face value, why always the abrupt shutdowns? Why not let the public see the anomalies and decide for themselves? Why cut the feed the second things get interesting? Is it damage control? Or is it something deeper, something programmed into the very protocol of NASA's public presence? Maybe they're trying to protect us. Maybe they think we're not ready. Or maybe they're hiding something they don't fully understand themselves. Because here's the thing, space is massive, unimaginably massive. We've barely scratched the surface of what's out there, and yet strange things keep appearing in the narrow slice we do observe. Not just once, not just twice, but again and again and again. And every time, just before we get too close, the feed goes dark. So next time you watch a NASA live stream and everything seems quiet, peaceful, predictable, remember, something might already be in the frame, hovering, watching, just waiting. And if the screen suddenly goes black, maybe it wasn't just a technical glitch. Maybe it was something
we weren't supposed to see.